Well, we're going to stay, of course, with the theme of COVID-19, and I'm now going to invite my next startup here on the channel and on the show. This is a startup that's actually backed by cricketer Yuvraj Singh and Deepak Sahni, the founder at Healtian, now joining us here on the show. I'm not getting Deepak today on the show because I'm a huge Yuvraj Singh fan, and I'll never forget those 6 sixes in that 2020 match, but because Healtian has managed to have robots at a Fortis hospital in Bengaluru with the aim of not having contact. So what it is basically, if I'm a patient, let's say, and I'm in Bengaluru and I go to Fortis hospital, there will be this robot. This robot will not only do all my registration for me, but will also check if I have any COVID-19 symptoms. If I do, it'll direct me to yet another robot. There I will have a medical consultation with a doctor, remotely, of course, and that's where I'll also get a prescription. Deepak, have I got it right?
Yes, absolutely.
Have you, you've got what, 2 robots now at Fortis Hospital? Are they live, or is it still, these are prototypes and you're still testing them out?
These are live. These were obviously our first prototype, and this was to obviously test on a real environment wherein you have a lot of visitors coming in, and there's a lot of risk of getting contacted with the virus. And we have seen a lot of front-end liners, people who are actually screening also is getting infected. So this was the first prototype to obviously have thermal temperature check without any contact, ask queries, and then obviously redirect and find out if the person is fit into get into the hospital or any kind of other building. So this is the first 2 prototypes, and I think there are some new learnings out there, and in less than a week we'll probably have more implementations.
I don't want to take anything away from Bengaluru, but I do want to ask you this. Bengaluru is relatively safer when it comes to other cities like New Delhi, like Mumbai, like what we're even seeing in Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Why are you experimenting with this in Bengaluru?
So there are 2 primary reasons. So obviously, the manufacturing was happening in Bangalore. The workshop is in Bangalore, and as we know, the local transport is being totally closed. So there has been no way to bring it to Delhi and other cities at this point of time. But we are actually seeking informations now, and to try to bring it through road if the airlines are not working. And that's been the primary reasons. But we have made it to actually go into the environment where the most of the people are getting infected.
So how long have these robots been at this hospital? What's the experience been like? Because, you know, when I was watching your video on YouTube, one thing that struck me was the robot which is in charge of making sure that the patient showing symptoms of COVID-19 has a consultation with the doctor. How does that work? How are the symptoms checked without a rapid test? Because every day we're learning new symptoms that might have been ignored. For example, the CDC now is saying that if you have chills, that could also be a case and a symptom of COVID-19.
Sure. As we know, there is no confirmatory matter for a lot of asymptomatic patients. But just to give you a first answer, it has been working in the hospital from the last 3 days, and there has been multiple instances being checked. So what we have done is to basically screen the person on the temperature and the thermal temperature at the first level. And if the temperature is above a threshold level that we have set out with the hospital, we probably redirect the person for a further check. Now, that further check is basically telling the doctor that this guy has a temperature, but the doctor basically asks for other symptoms to exist. Now, basis that particular discussion, and if the person has got in contact from somebody, he's coming from some areas which is in red spots, and all that questions are being asked by the doctor to make out that this person should be given a pass or he should be further recommended for a test before he could enter. So any doubtful case will definitely needs to be verified by the test. But this basically helps to do 70 to 80% of the screening before a pass is being allocated.
Are you doing this exclusively for Fortis? Are we going to go to other cities? I know there's a whole problem right now with logistics, but I would imagine this comes under essentials.
Yeah, so there is no exclusivity. I think this is a trial mode, and we wanted to place it at a place where there is a lot of visitors and there is a risk. This probably the models of this and the variants of this are being made at the back end for corporates, for large corporate houses, for airports, for government offices, and from for almost every kind of an organization tomorrow, which probably wants to screen their employees too.
So, can I ask you an uncomfortable question? Is this your prototype, or have you taken, is it a transfer of technology? Have you copyrighted it? How much do one of these robots cost?
Sure. So just to let you, this is basically a partnership between two companies. Invento is the robotic company and Healtian is the healthcare backend. So we collaborated. Before this, these robots basically was made for manufacturing units and other types. 2 months back, we collaborated with each other to obviously solve this particular problem and come together to bring in the healthcare expertise and robotic expertise together. And that's how we have created this. So obviously, this is a joint association. And there are different variants of this particular robot which cost differently. It depends on models, but it can range anywhere between, say, 3 to 7 lakhs, depending upon what kind of features are required and what kind of mounting devices does it has.
So, which other cities are you likely to take these robots to? Which hospitals? What's been the success rate also? That's the most important question. It's been around for 3 days. Have you felt the need to fine tune? What's been the success rate?
So the success rate has been good. So we are trying to bring in more and more features. The first is the accuracy at the temperature level that we have been able to monitor. And that is basically by phase detection and thermal. And we have also, in that particular technology, we have associated with Niramaya, which basically has this thermal temperature technology already. And we are trying to add up more services as to what is the real life thing. I think it will have different variants because a corporate would want a different questions to be asked versus a hospital to versus airport, which probably screen a new visitor coming in. So in terms of cities, obviously it will go to all urban cities, and we'd like to obviously explore as much as possible in terms of bringing it to Delhi very soon, and the areas like Mumbai and stuff. While it is right now in Bangalore, but we are waiting for the transport to open, logistic to open, and do the demo for the other devices as well that we are in making.
Right, and with that, Deepak Sahni, we'd like to wish you and the entire team at Healthians all the very best. Hope you and your family and the team is also healthy and safe. Kudos to all of you for experimenting with this kind of technology. Look forward to getting you back on the show as well. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're completely out of time. Thanks for watching this special edition of the Startup Central.